Last week, we launched our WordPress plugin Capture and Convert, and since it's only a $20 a month product, we don't have a lot of budget to go out and advertise, pay for influencers. We've got to take a much more grassroots approach, which usually means cold outreach. So I've been working with someone from our offshore team to build a list of YouTube subscribers and then send them pitches with different value propositions to try and get our plugin featured on their channels. Now, if you've ever done cold outreach, it's really difficult. We're trying to take a very much so one-to-one approach. We don't want to use email outreach software. We want to be contacting people a lot more conversational, and that's really key here, and it's been working really well for us. So what I wanted to share with you guys is an actual recording that I did to help my offshore team write better outreach emails. It's very specific. It goes through line by line, and it breaks down the outreach email that we want to be sending. And this can actually be used not just for, trying to get featured on YouTube channels for WordPress plugin, but also for cold outreach for sales, which is something we've been doing a lot at the agency with great success. And it's all about taking this one-to-one approach, taking the time to learn who's on the other side of that email and sending them a handwritten email. So with that being said, let's jump in and break down the email. If we're going to do this, these emails have to be one-to-one. The way that this one is written, and I know you grabbed this from a past outreach campaign, so I can't blame you for it, but this email was written to be sent to a massive list and try and maximize, just play the numbers game. But if we're going to be emailing people that have 30 to 500,000 YouTube subscribers, we have to come proper. We have to make this feel like we are a subscriber, we're someone who's been watching their stuff, and we just want to make contact with them, and we want to help them out in any way possible. The way this is written is we're just trying to sell them something, and we're trying to get them to use their hard-earned audience that they spent years building to promote our shitty tool. That's not what we want to do. So just for context, we never use this. Never use a business name, never use all capitals like this, never use anything that looks like it's copy and pasted. Instant delete, and it's also going to instant delete, and it's also just going to be an instant FU. So you either use their first name, you use hey guys, hey all, or you don't use anything. Never use this ever. I don't like this anymore either. This is for just more mass outreach. This is no good either. You don't stumble across a video like that or a post. It's also a video, not a post. Never ever ever do this either. Never just copy and paste the title. It's an easy giveaway that it was spun through. Again, we have to make this feel like this was handwritten. And watched a couple videos on YouTube channel. Good job. This also just sounds really fake. Your recent video, this again, copy and paste. And people also know too, we're emailing people that have 500,000 emails, YouTube subscribers. They're smart marketers. They know what they're doing. So we don't want to just use things that they know are coming from spun content. Like any sort of email outreach tool will just spin through titles and URLs and stuff like that. We don't want to do that. So we want to make sure again that this feels like it's handwritten. This is too early. We don't want to send this in the first email to these people. We're reaching out to try and help them out. We don't want to just send them an email saying, hey, I saw your YouTube channel, even though this is a spun through title. I have a WordPress plugin, by the way. It's perfect fit for your audience. Again, think about how offensive that is. I know this because this happens to me every day. People email me and they think that they can leverage my hard work off my back, off what I built just because they have a business. No, that's not the way it works. We have to come at them saying, hey, I love your stuff. I want to help you. What can I do? Not what it's what can I do for you, not what can you do for me. So just all this is no good. Again, this is okay for mass outreach. If we're just emailing a list of 10,000 bloggers and we're just spreading a wide net, this is okay because this is just saying, hey, I found your stuff. Let's find a way to work together. Here's all the things that I can help with. But it's too generic. When we're talking about real influencers, people with real clout, that we have to go out of our way to send a very specific pitch. So here's what this one says. Hey, first name, longtime subscriber. Again, this means that we have to go through and actually watch some of their videos and boil out insights from some of those videos that we can pitch to them. So for example, this is I'm a longtime subscriber. Again, this is if you were pitching me, you could say your video on SEO tactics for local businesses was a major game changer. When you talked about how to use citations to rank higher, it changed the course of my agency. So if we're pitching someone with a WordPress channel, we could say, hey, when I was first getting started, I came across your YouTube channel because I needed help setting up my WordPress website. your video on, and again, you notice how I didn't use the exact title, but if someone were pitching me, I would know which video they were talking about. And this tells me that they actually watched the video, not that they just built an Excel spreadsheet and then used an outreach tool to spin through titles to people. This is coming from an actual person who actually cares about my hard work. And then again, this instead of saying good job, we're saying, hey, you really helped me out, thank you for that. Here's the video that I saw, here's how you helped me out, thank you. And now we're saying, I want to pay it forward. I notice you don't have any videos on WordPress plugins, or I noticed that your video on WordPress plugins is a little bit outdated, or I noticed I went ahead and did some research for you and found that videos that are talking about form builders on WordPress get searched for 1,000 times a month, right? I want to help you create that video. I've not only built my own plugin, so this is not only putting our tool in here, but building a source of credibility, but saying I've not only built my own plugin, but I have my own YouTube channel with over 1.5 million views. I'd be happy to lend a hand however I can. So again, you see how we're kind of getting to the same point here, where the other pitch that you wrote was saying, hey, I can help you with a YouTube video, I can write your content, or it can be like, hey, I'm a fan, I know your content, I've seen your stuff, you've helped me out. Oh, by the way, I know WordPress plugins too. I built my own, and I've got my own YouTube channel. I know how to create content. So why don't I help you create some content because you helped me? So I can, number one, help you draft an outline for a new video. Number two, create a video for your YouTube channel to save you time, like a guest post, right? I'm open to anything, just want to lend a hand. So again, we're just trying to get them to respond. We're trying to get them to be like, hey, Ryan, thanks. Yes or no. And if they say yes, if they say no, then maybe we can come at them with something else. That's when we can get a little bit more aggressive. Once we get that response, then if they're like, no, Ryan, that's okay, then we can be like, hey, look, well, do you accept advertisements? Like, let me just get right to the point then. And then we can start sending some of these other alternate pitches, right? But we want to get that opening response first, again, because we're emailing people with actual clout. We don't want to email someone who has a lot of visibility and clout in the market and then piss them off and burn our chances in the future, but also burn our brand. We want to really come off like we're trying to help someone, and we are trying to help these people. We want to give them, we want to lend a hand. We also want to promote our WordPress plugin, but point being is just we have to take a different approach. Each of these emails to all these YouTube people has to come one-to-one. We're not using outreach software for this. This is literally sitting down to write each one of these. We can use a template, but they're going to change every time because this pitch might not be valid for somebody who does have a ton of content on WordPress plugins. If that's the case, then again, maybe we want to take the keyword research approach and send them a screenshot. Be like, yo, like, I did a little bit of research for you. I noticed that you don't have a video on this. Here's a really hot topic that's trending. Here's a really hot topic that has a ton of keyword search volume. Why don't I just take that? That in itself is value for you. Oh, do you need help putting together an outline? Let me help you out. I can help you create the video too. We can do an interview. There's a whole bunch of ways that we can take this. That's really a lot more one-to-one. That's helping them. And think about it this way too, is that if they say, yeah, put together an outline, then what do you think we're going to put in it? Our WordPress plugin. If they say, yeah, put together a video or let's do an interview, what do you think we're going to talk about? Our WordPress plugin, right? So, and we're also too, what's good too is when we're talking to these influencers that have a lot of subscribers, if they want, they might just be like, hey, if we email them, say, hey, we want to advertise, and be like, cool, it's going to be 50 grand. But if we come to them and like, yo, I'm a fan, I also have clout, I know what I'm talking about, let's collaborate, then we can get on there for free. So again, it's really, really important that these emails come off as one-to-one. It's really important that we don't just use generic canned pitches for this. If we're going to make this type of outreach work, especially when we start moving into more sales-based outreach, this is what we have to do. So if you have any questions on this, good first crack at this. Again, I'm not pegging you down. This is just, it's really hard, and I want to make sure that we do this right. So if you have any questions, man, hit me up at Slack. Peace.